Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Whoa, my mic's still not close enough yet. Whoa. All right, there we go. A little better. Just trying to match everyone else's audio. So we are here with another supporters stream. If I can figure out where my supporter stream was. There we are. And let's go ahead and unmute everybody. Hello, everybody. How's it going? So I do have
Hi.
Dan and Vincent on, and Joe should jump on here soon. I sent the link. Hopefully you got it if you're watching, and not sure if anyone else is going to jump on or not. But I will tell you this: YouTube does not like my channel right now. I've had like over a 50% drop across all analytics across the board. Very interesting. I even came out and did a video defending them today. I might have to withdraw my defense video. All
Was that the
right.
troll?
Oh, yeah, the YouTube troll. All right, so how you guys doing?
Um, you're doing okay. You might be
Mm-hmm.
experiencing, we've been experiencing YouTube problems for a couple days now where there's
Mm-hmm.
pieces of the whole website just missing on the other end.
I did
Yeah, I've
encounter
had
that
that.
once. Go
I've
ahead.
had that happen because, well, I had to completely close my browser and reload it before
Yeah.
the page loaded.
Yesterday it was really bad. There was like 6 of us on Discord that reported having the same problem.
Yeah, I did have some yesterday where it would load and play the video, but nothing else on the screen was there. It's like the
Yep,
the
that's it.
ultimate the ultimate restricted mode. You can't go anywhere from here. So anyway, let's see. Thomas Holt, hello, Thomas, and CJ says a hearty meow to you. And for those guys updating on the kitty status, I am washing my blanket again.
Uh-oh.
At least he's
Kitty
not
vomit.
throwing up
Oh,
on the bed with me in the bed. You know, there's some grace to that, I guess. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure it is that cat food because I looked in the dish and there's still a little bit of that old cat food in there. I'm like, oh well. Anyway, so Hydra, how's it going there? The kitty's coming in, yes. Unchained, how's it going there? Hello to you. Mitchell Valentino, how's it going there? Yeah, we only have 15 people watching. A stream like this, I usually have quite a bit more. So we're going to be talking, of course, about grocery delivery in the tech age. And Vince has his groceries delivered, so we'll get a chance to hear the perspectives on that. And Dan, do you have groceries delivered or not? Or would you consider it? Or
no, I still do everything old school because
mm-hmm.
I like to go to the store and actually check the dates on everything. I go for the
Mm-hmm.
milk with the longest date. I go with the bananas. I get half of them green, half of them yellow, so
Yeah.
they last throughout the
Cool.
week. I
Yeah.
try and stretch the dates on everything out so I don't make so many trips and waste so much gasoline.
Mm-hmm. That's actually an interesting point. Let's go ahead and start with that one where if you're only buying packaged food and processed food, which you should not be eating, it's a little bit more problematic. My camera's a little off. And so you should be eating real food. And we're going to get real food, be it, the bananas or things. And I do the same thing. I don't eat a lot of bananas. So I'll get half of them ready to use now and half of them ready to use in a week. But when someone else is picking up your groceries and selecting them, they just may not grab that selection. Vince, what's
Mhm.
your experience? Do you have fruits
Yeah,
and stuff delivered, or?
yeah, we do. So, I mean, we've been getting our groceries delivered for a number of years now, and that really was one of my biggest concerns when we first started doing that. Was that most of our groceries is fresh food. What happens here, though, is we've got two rather large chains of grocery stores, and they have such large buying power. They're basically a duopoly. That when they go to the farmers or whatever markets they go to, they end up buying up all the good stuff, and the greengrocers are usually left with some the rest of the stuff. So,
Mhm.
generally speaking, when we get our groceries delivered from one of those big chains, the fresh fruit and veggies are generally quite good quality. But I mean, of course, we don't get to do that thing with the bananas where we choose half green, half yellow.
Yeah.
I'd
You,
like to
you
do that,
could
but
leave a product note, though, right? Couldn't you leave a
yeah,
product note?
we can, but they're generally pretty good about it. That actually, because we like our apples crunchy as well.
Mhm.
So, we say that sort of stuff. We haven't had too many problems with the fresh fruit and veggies.
Mhm.
They're generally, if we do have a problem, they've also generally been quite good with returns. or refunds or credits to the account so that we can spend them the next time we get them. But I mean, we first started getting it when my second daughter was born, when she was a baby, and we basically were very, very time poor. I mean, we're still very time poor, I suppose. And spending a couple of hours going out to the shops and getting our groceries, rather than doing that, spending that at home and having groceries delivered one morning a week was just a major time saver for us, and it made sense. Plus, when they first started, they induced us with free delivery, but that's since stopped now, and it's been difficult to get out of the habit.
Yeah. So is it a store chain that does it specifically, or is it a service?
It's a store chain. So both the big major store chains have their own delivery service, and it's
nice.
they say it's competitive, but really it's a duopoly because
Vince, are they grocery only chains?
Yes.
Or are they mixed?
Groceries only.
Like,
so you got
Walmart sells like everything, including groceries, and so does some of these others delivering services do.
No, this is grocery. It's food and whatever else you'll find at a grocery store.
Well, that's probably why you get really good groceries.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the quality. It's hearing about the store, like, so of course I did the video on the Shoppers Club programs for the privacy series, and that was very eye-opening for me. I learned a lot more doing that video than I reckon I would have thought I would anyway. And so since that video, of course, I went back to Giant one more time because that's the store I said, I'm not really interested in going in there because they don't allow you to use a store card. But I wanted to go in and try them out 3 times. I want to hit 3 separate cashiers, see what happens. So the second time I was there, they actually said they do have a store policy that they're not supposed to use a store card, but the kid used one anyway, for whatever that's worth. But officially their store policy is they are not supposed to use a store card because they want everybody to sign up for their own, but depending on your cashier, you might use one. But what I found, because I bought a lot of things, and really, even though I got several things on a really deep discount with their Shoppers Club, bonus savings of the week or whatever, I got several there. I still found the prices more expensive than my usual store, but I bought a lot of fruit, and none of it was actually ripe. Like the blueberries are sour, the oranges are sour, the apples are sour. It's like, it's not good food. It's like, ugh. And I compare that to when I go to Wegmans, and it's just like, it's so good over there. Or Trader Joe's, really good. Even Walmart's food is better than the 2 major grocery stores, which is shocking.
Trader Joe's sells a lot of that health food type stuff and all natural, don't they?
Yeah, but with a caveat. This is interesting. So while Trader Joe's has a lot of organic stuff, they do not have any independent certification of their organic products, and they have a fairly large stock in Monsanto. And one of the qualifications of organic is GMO free. So it raises some eyebrows with some people who start digging into Trader Joe's organic policy. The other concern I have with Trader Joe's, there's like a few things that are cheaper there and better. One of those, bacon, they have the best price on uncured bacon. They have really good price on coconut oil. A few other odds and ends I'll pick up over there. And they're right next to Wegmans. So I just swing by there, pick up the few things I want, and then go to Wegmans for the rest. But everything there is wrapped in plastic, except for they have some fresh fruit, which is individual. But it's just like, I don't want to buy 4 tomatoes wrapped in plastic. I'd rather just buy 4 tomatoes.
Actually, that's another stipulation that we have in our notes when we order, is to not give us any plastic bags, because we've just got a ton of them already saved up from before. Yeah. But they're not good at respecting that. They still give us plastic bags.
I have the store bags. They sell for 99 cents. They're like burlap baggies. Yeah. And when I go to Myers to get my groceries, I take 4 or 5 of them in with me, and I find over the plastic, I even find them easier to carry the groceries from my vehicle into the house to put them away.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good as well. So how do we get into grocery shopping and all this kind of stuff? Well, of course, it's got to be recent store news. And so Walmart here has just released. We talked about this when it was first a thing, but now it is officially launched. So in select cities, one of them is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm really not sure I want random Walmart employees from Pittsburgh coming into my house when I'm not here. I don't want random Walmart employees coming to my house if I am here. But a number of cities, they have direct-to-fridge delivery service for 1 million U.S. customers. So the idea here is that they are going to attach a smart lock to your house, and then the employee has a camera on. So you can see the little GIF video here. The employee is coming up. They use the app. The employee uses their app to open your door. And now you're watching as they open the thing up. Oh, wow, look at this. I'm going to take a break from work and watch this random stranger in my house putting stuff away. And I was really like, okay, I like putting things in a certain place. I promise I'm not super OCD, but I like putting things in a certain place in the refrigerator. Mm-hmm. I don't want them coming in just throwing stuff all over. So I'll spend 20 minutes looking for it, you know?
Well, you don't want your meat next to your fresh groceries.
Yeah, that's a valid point. You know, meat should be on the bottom shelf, no possibility of dripping below anything else. So I was looking into this, and this is like, if anybody's buying this, they better be a millionaire. First, you have to pay $50 up front to have the company's home smart lock put into your house or the garage door tech open. So either a garage door opener or the home door. So automatically now you're putting an app on your house that will allow a Walmart employee to access it and get in. An internet-connected lock that Walmart employees can access. Now, yeah, there's going to be some more security. I'm troping that up a little bit, but and then there's the $19.95 monthly fee that you pay, but the first month is free, and that gets you unlimited deliveries. However, each delivery has to be at least $30 worth of items to qualify. So you have to pay $50 up front, a $20 subscription fee, and then buy at least $30 per trip to get the service to have a Walmart employee come to your house, unlock your door, go in, and put stuff in your refrigerator. All right, thoughts, guys, thoughts.
Yeah, I've got major reservations because, honestly, body cam or not, once you've given someone access to your house, they've got access to your house, right? Mm-hmm. And like, what's to stop them, rummaging through your things still, doing all that, turning the body cam off?
Yeah, they're wearing a body cam, but yeah, body cam went out. I don't know. We just had some glitch with my body cam lately, you know.
Exactly,
or you just take it off and set it on the kitchen counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accidentally
drop it.
How does this then relate to any home insurance you might have? Because I'm sure in our home insurance policies, if you've given someone access to your house, then you've given someone access to your house, and if something gets missing, it's on you.
Yeah, or if they trip over your dog walking in the house and get injured, well, who's paying that insurance bill? Because that is something that homeowners insurance covers in the States at least. Somebody gets injured on your property, homeowners insurance can cover that. So who's covering the insurance of the Walmart employee in your house when you're not there?
Well, you can turn this around. What happens if your dog bites the Walmart employee?
I'd give him a dog treat. Not kidding. That was a joke. Yeah, and that's a valid point though, because people do have pets, and man, you have a dog in your house, man, you open up that house. Of course, I'm sure that they have, you agree that if you have a dog, it's going to be restrained for that day or whatever, for sure. But yeah, other thoughts on Wally World's idea here?
Like Vince said, you're letting this perfect stranger, it's not so perfect, into your house to put your stuff away. Most times you're not, or a large part of the time, you're not going to be home. You're going to be out doing something else. I'm home most of the time, so I could probably watch them do this. Mm-hmm. But, still, if you're not home, they're rummaging through your dresser drawers. They're going through your King James Bible. It's all hollowed out full of money and, things like that. They're looking for weak spots in your house where they can take things.
Yeah.
And things that you won't notice missing for a couple weeks down the road.
Yep. Yep, absolutely.
So,
I mean, I've also got just major reservations about having something like a smart lock in general.
Yeah, absolutely. So
now,
Amazon does have a similar service now. Vince, you talked about the pantry one, which is not an in your house, but there is an in a home delivery available from Amazon. So let me make sure that our website feed died out. So let me fix our
the only
website
good
feed.
defense you have against this is to install your own security cameras.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but still, I mean, if something happens, you're then dealing with it after the fact. You can't deal with it at the time.
Nope. Hold on. All right. I think we're set. Are we set?
Yeah,
What
it falls
happened?
back to
All right,
ownership is
all right.
9/10 of the property there that you own.
All right. Okay, so here is Amazon's in-home delivery. So the idea here is you want to receive packages inside your home. I like Amazon's implementation of this a lot better. I still would never do it, but I like their implementation a little bit better because what happens is, yes, you still have a smart lock, and that's kind of dumb. But the Amazon employees do not have access to that. Well, if everything is working correctly, that's a big if. So the idea is you have a 4-hour delivery window. You get a notification when they're arriving. They ping the house, and then you, as the customer, have to unlock the door from your device. So you got to unlock your door from their device, and then you can watch them through they have their camera stuff installed as well. So you can watch everything that they do, and then make sure that the house locks back up. And of course, their smart lock does assure them that everything is locked up. Which I don't know if that's the case in the Walmart one. I assume, but who knows? So theirs is a little bit better. Now, the other thing is that Amazon also has those, like some people are like, I don't really want a random stranger in my house. So they have features to put it just in your side of your garage, or they have features to put it in actually inside a parked car in your property. So there are other options that they have. Amazon's done a little bit better a job at this, getting rid of some of the squirreliness. So what do you guys think about this implementation instead?
Overall, in general, it still requires everything you have, your car, your home, all your locks to be somehow connected online, right?
Yeah.
And that's a major security risk. I mean, that anyone could hack that sort of thing.
Yeah, and a lot of these devices, the way that IoT goes, they have security through obscurity, and that's it. Which means somebody notices you have it. Let's just go sit behind that big bush for the next hour with my computer and see what I can do. So.
And then on the flip side, what happens if your internet goes down? Does that mean your delivery doesn't go through?
Yeah.
What's to stop these guys also from saying, "Oh, but I did deliver it"?
Yeah.
When
now,
they didn't.
They do have the body cam footage, but that raises a good point because I tell the story about, the moron at Amazon leaving $600 of computer parts on my front doorstep in a high traffic area without even so much as knocking on the door. Well, what Amazon does to allegedly fix that is they take a picture of the package on your doorstep.
They don't knock on my door either.
Yeah, what's to stop them from taking a picture of the package on my doorstep and picking up the package and walking away with it?
I just had $150 of clothes, computer parts, and miscellaneous things that I ordered from Amazon delivered last week. Not one knock on the door when it came. I just happened to catch the box out the kitchen window, slightly out on the porch.
Yeah. Which is frightening, very frightening. There's other methods as well we're going to look at in a moment. Let's go ahead and have a look at our comments, though, before we get into any further. We have Anna Rita jumped on. Greetings, Anna Rita. How are you? I will get to your comments in a bit. Let's see. Prefer to buy food at the local farmers markets. Yes. I did actually end up buying some at the local. I'm not sure where these guys are from. I think they're actually connected to the Mennonite-owned store in the next city over, because it's like a lot of stuff is genuinely homemade Amish, homegrown Amish stuff. But I bought a pepper there last year, And then I'm taking it home and I'm washing it off, and there's a sticker from Norway. I'd really like to meet the Amish guy who's brought this pepper from Norway over. So I haven't stopped it there for a while, but they actually are, they set up their shop like right next to one of my banks. And so I had to go to the bank like, you know what? I have a few items on my list that I would rather get more fresh than that. So I went in and, they legit had some good stuff. Like I said, I think it's connected to the Mennonite-owned store in the next city over. So I'm not as bad about it, but, and some of the stuff is legit farmer's market stuff. The way it looks, the way it's packaged and stuff. So yeah, I always try and do that. And at least here in State College, where we're in the liberal Fruit Loop land, at least we have the progressive things like farmers markets that actually do run year round. In the summertime, they're out in parking lots. In the wintertime, they're inside the muni buildings. So, I'll be able to get a chance to get over there and have a look at stuff. And we can get more than just food. We can get soap and, a bunch of other stuff from things and local businesses as well. Hannaford and Shaw's. All right. So does anybody, let's know in the comments, does anybody's local grocery stores have a delivery service? Or are you in Dallas and you have the autonomous robot delivery service? That'd be cool. Trader Joe's good, sometimes overpriced. Yeah, and that's the thing is if you're knowledgeable about pricing, since I buy everything for my house and I am a very budget type guy, I can tell you the best places to buy all the things. Like in my town, you want vanilla extract? Walmart. Walmart's vanilla extract is half the price as everywhere else. And line item for line item, it's the same thing. Just vanilla, alcohol, that's it. It's not like the imitation-y stuff. The Chipotle chili powder as well. When I want to make chili, I get my chili powder from Walmart. It's the only place that has a large package of Chipotle chili powder that's not like $10. So, things like that. Other things, so Trader Joe's is good for a few things out here, but not as much. Finding organic fresh fruit that isn't nasty, it can be surprisingly difficult. Yes. I did buy some local meatery bacon at the one grocery store the other day. I was actually at that Mennonite store. It was like $5 a pound. It looks so good too. Do you guys have farmers markets where you're at?
I have to travel a little bit to go to one. It usually isn't worth the gas money.
Yeah, it's at least an hour out for us, being in a major city.
I passed three of them going to get my mail.
There's a Canadian show that's on TV all the time, and they actually have a series of YouTube videos. And one of them was about where they actually busted a farmer's market in Canada, where all the farmers at the market were going to a food depot to buy all their fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
And then taking them to this market. And some of them would forget to take the stickers and stuff like that off the vegetables, just like you were talking about.
Yep. Yeah, let me see if I can find that video. That's from CBC Marketplace. Yep.
The markets that we have, the markets that we have here are more geared towards selling to businesses like greengrocers. So they're wholesalers.
Canadians actually have less citizen protection than we do here in the United States. I mean, they don't even have a lemon law for their cars.
Yeah.
That was another CDC or whatever article I was seeing.
Yeah, yeah.
They went to someone's house because their car quit running all the time. And it's a nightmare to get involved in something like that. I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, Joe, how's it going?
Hi, Joe.
How are you? I'm sorry I'm late. You said 7 o'clock, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, he's an hour ahead. And you're talking about grocery stores, and I was at the grocery store. So
yeah, I was forgot to mention the time zone. I usually do that, but so Joe, we've been through Amazon and Walmart's in-home from the aisle to their employees actually going into your house to deliver your groceries. Your thoughts on that?
No way. 2 words. No way.
I knew his answer.
We'll get into the other services here shortly. We're going through comments now. So Paul gets 5 plastic bags because we have 5 cat boxes. Yes. Paul, if you would like to save on kitty litter, find yourself a Tractor Supply and get equine bedding. One bag of equine bedding, I think it's 40 or 50 pounds of equine bedding, costs $6, and that lasts me about 3 to 6 months. Basically, it's little pine pellets, and when the cats go on it, it opens up into sawdust, pine sawdust, and it is amazing. It does not have any smell or any scent at all, and it lasts forever. Vegemite is available 24/7 within walking distance, so Mitchell is happy. I'm not brave enough to try Vegemite.
It is so good for you.
I doubt that.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
We talk about obesity in our specific country here. How lazy is it that we can't even go buy our own food supply and put it in our own fridges? Yeah. I mean, seriously.
And that's a valid point. Now, Vince, of course, has these delivered, and for some people, it legitimately is a time issue. When it crosses into a laziness issue, that's a problem. Like, I love going to the grocery store because I sit here around surrounded by computers all day. And so for me, going to the grocery store is exciting. Like, I look forward to it. It's insane.
So to address that, Joe, I mean, for us, because we do get our groceries delivered, spending 2 hours at the shops with the kids versus maybe spending 2 hours at the park, with everyone's bikes, that just made more sense for us.
And I get it. I'm not saying, I guess I shouldn't ball everybody into that because there are certain circumstances or whatever. But for me, I mean, I have 4 children that we raised, and we went to the grocery, and I know it's not fun. And like you said, you want to have quality time with them and everything. Coming from a larger city like I did, I'm originally from Chicago, where everybody played out in front of their houses and things like that. To the community I'm in now, it's not small, it's not large, it's 60-some thousand people. But they always had to schedule, and you had to drive them for the most part everywhere they had to go to get together with something. So I kind of get that. But I guess the point is to have somebody deliver it and then put it in your fridge or whatever, and all that. I think that's over the top.
Yeah, that's freaky. But you made another good point, because sometimes if you're taking the kids to the grocery store and they are not in the mood to be there, that is absolutely not fun at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The yelling and screaming and the carrying on. No.
Yeah. And then of course there's the 6 arms sticking out, grabbing all the random food stuff as you're trying to stay centered in the aisle. It's like a video game. You got to steer this way to avoid the guy looking at the package, and all of a sudden 6 boxes of Oreos fall in. One for each set of hands.
Everything that they want is at their eye level and within arm's reach for them.
Yes. And that is why grocery stores, the aisles, most expensive house.
I can see where this can help maybe the elderly and the sick. Mm-hmm. I did have a situation where I couldn't leave the house because I just felt too ill to go out the door. I literally ran my house out of food and then started ordering delivered pizzas until I could feel good enough to go to the grocery store and restock the house.
I actually just thought of another good point why we get our groceries delivered as well. What was happening? We were noticing that whenever we would go to the grocery store, we were getting a lot more things than we had initially intended to go to get. And that's because these guys, they've set the places up so well that they've got all these displays and things, and so you end up being enticed to buy more things than were originally on your shopping list. This way, if we're just ordering online, we stick very strictly to our shopping list.
Yeah, that's a valid.
Very and I have trouble. I mean, our grocery stores here are the size of football fields, and it's hard for me to walk around them and stuff. So I don't go nearly as often as I used to, and we just go and get the things that we need. So there are exceptions to the rule, of course. I guess what I made that statement is just today's world of nobody had. It used to be when I was growing up, and I told my wife this. Actually not all that long ago. It used to be a treat to go out and have a meal outside the home. Now it's a treat to have a meal in the home as a family. And it's just, to me, I do think there's valid reasons for those services. I just don't think that it's something when it becomes just a matter of convenience because people don't want to be bothered because they're out, they have their social events they want to get to and things like that are more important. Yeah. And I'm not talking about playing with your kids. I'm talking about just whatever, just being out having a good time or working or that's the other thing, everybody has to work so much nowadays. So I do think that there's cases when you have to do that. For me, I read labels. I look at, I hate to say it, some of these stores, one of the largest stores in my town buys a lot of inexpensive produce, and it shows in the quality of the food. So that also makes me nervous about having somebody else. Are they going to take the care to pick the stuff that I would? When it comes to,
and we were talking about
Joe,
that
I made
earlier,
the comment of actually checking the dates on the stuff like cottage cheese and stuff like that. Like when I go to the store, I automatically know that the stuff that's going to expire the soonest is in the front, and they put the longest dates out in the back. So I'm constantly pulling everything out of every shelf to get the longest date for everything, so I don't have to keep returning every couple days.
Yeah.
And I don't want to buy something where I'm going to eat it and poison myself.
We've been fairly lucky in that regard because the store that we use, they're pretty good with returns or credits. So I think that's quite good. But Joe, I also had the same thought to myself as well. There was one day where I was questioning myself. I mean, in what world are we living in now where we don't have that time to do all the basic essentials? Like what else are we doing that's more important? And I think we all agreed. We all sort of drew the line at someone coming into your house and packing away your groceries. Like that's, in addition to it being creepy, like surely you can make some time to actually be home to receive that sort of delivery. I mean, for stuff from Amazon, that's different, but for groceries, I think if you can't make that time, then something is seriously wrong with your world.
Yeah.
Well, a little over a year ago, there's another grocery store that came in. Well, it's probably longer than that now. They came into town here, and one of their claims to fame was when it comes to fresh fish. They call it fresh flight fish, which means 24 hours. So I assumed that meant all of it, and maybe that was my mistake. But that's kind of how they gave you the perception. Come to find out, it was only specific ones that came in. And I had one night gone to pick up a tuna steak and a piece of salmon for us, and my wife wanted the salmon, so I had the tuna. In half an hour, I was getting violently ill. Within an hour, I was in the ER, and I had what they call scombroid poisoning, which could have killed me. And the reality of it is I didn't ask them for anything. I just immediately notified them the next day to let them know what happened, so nobody else got sick. And come to find out that they went back to the distributor. The distributor traced it, said, no, it really couldn't have been through us and our handling. And ultimately, they said it was the mishandling within their store. So, it also makes me worried, too, and with other people, strangers handling your foods, too, aside from the norm. There's a lot of factors you can weigh in there. There's both sides of the coin. But, if it came down to they needed some shelf life stuff, whether it's canned goods, things that aren't as vital with being handled a certain way, I can maybe see that if you're in a pinch or whatever. So, but who am I to say? I just don't I like the idea of some stranger coming into my house.
Yeah. So let's shift gears here, and if I will get to the rest of these comments too, especially since we don't have a ton, but I think there's a perfect transition to go into the other services where you can get them. And this is kind of what Vince has, where you can get them delivered, and they'll schedule a time to deliver it. It's just going to be a delivery that that doesn't come into your house, but it's like ordering a pizza, only this is ordering your fresh groceries. So the one that we have here, so of course, I've talked about, of all the grocery stores, I think Wegmans is the best in my area. Well, Wegmans is the local store that participates in Instacart. So every time I go to Wegmans, I always see the Instacart people going around. And so, of course, they're putting things together. So now you have these services. So there's these. Now, does Grubhub do this? No, Grubhub picks up from prepared foods. There's another one. Is it DoorDash? Is that the one that'll also do groceries? So there's a few of these grocery delivery services, including one from Amazon that does not come into your house. They just drop off the groceries if you have a Whole Foods nearby. So with Instacart, basically you start in and you get the app, and then you can go. So here, look at that. It knows where I am. Maybe I should start turning on the VPN when I do these. So Wegmans, CVS, Sam's Club, that surprises me because that's a Walmart company. Petco, I guess, and Giant, my least favorite grocery store. So if I had Instacart, I could order my pet cat food or something, or my drugs. I'm sure that they do not have prescription delivery. That would be a really bad thing. But you can get your items at these stores, and they say products you love, same day delivery, save time and money. And this is the one that's like, really, save time and money. Now, of course, they're highlighting here. Okay, here's a coupon: buy two, save $2. On the expensive brand of pizza.
Tom, sorry to interrupt. Are you meaning to be sharing your website?
It was, yeah. Thank you. It was sharing. I don't know why this thing likes to kick out the video of these days. It was sharing before I started talking. It's like as soon as I start talking, it's like, no, bro. Back to my article view again. I don't know why it keeps doing this these days, but. Thank you. All right, so here we are. We're back. All right, we should be back now. Are we back? No, let me transition. There we go. Now we're back. Since I only have two screens on this, I cannot monitor everything at the same time. But anyway, here we go. So products you love, same day delivery, save time and money, deals, buy two, save two, I don't know. So you can, get the variety of different products, freshly picked produce. And I just had one major question, right? What's the question I'm asking? What do you think? Anybody? How much does this cost? Yeah, so I dig through their helping. Here's their pricing. Retailers set prices available for delivery, while many retailers offer the same in-store prices on Instacart. Others see different prices on the Instacart platform than in-store pricing. In some cases, a flat percentage is added to cover the cost of the Instacart service. So they're not telling us. It does turn out that there is, I think it's under delivery maybe. They do have the surge pricing, busy pricing they call it. And we're experiencing high demand for delivery time. A busy pricing delivery fee may apply. So it's costing you extra. We just don't know how much extra it's actually costing us. And I don't know why my thing keeps on doing that, but
it's kind of dirty pool.
Yeah.
Well, our grocery store has a pick service where you could have your groceries picked for you, and then you just go and then they'll load it for you. But the other thing too, Tom, have you ever seen, and it wasn't all that long ago, I saw some articles floating around about either China or Japan, I don't remember which one it was, that actually has been trying out this. It's literally like a drive-through type thing where you drive into this big, massive building, and it's these kind of like conveyors or whatever, these machines that will rotate, and you just push buttons on what you want, and it literally loads everything for you. It's like you drive down the line, and I mean, you don't even get out of your car.
That's pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's, I guess, somewhat related, for sure. I don't know. I'd have to look into that.
I've seen some of that kind of them systems in factories for picking parts and stuff like that.
Yeah, like a drive-through Amazon warehouse.
Well, this guy will be on a train, and he'll have like a bunch of gondolas and racks and everything on it, and they'll have a tugger in front of it. And they'll go down an aisle, and the computers all know what's supposed to be on it, and they'll tell them where to stop, and then something will come down the line and go on one of his trailers, and then they'll tell him to go to the next one, and it goes on and on and on.
Yeah. So looking at Instacart and other services similar to it, you're going to end up paying more for the service. And so it raises that question again. If you're capable and you're just lazy, this is going to drive us into more bankruptcy. If you're legitimately busy or a shut-in, it's possibly worth the extra cost. But this at least is a system that they're still going to the store and picking stuff out for you, but they're not taking it into your house. So would you guys consider that type of option instead of them coming in?
What I'm afraid of is trying it and then getting addicted to it. Let's say I really need to use it for a week.
That's what happened to us, Dan.
You see?
They made us try it by offering free delivery, and then 3 years down the track, oh boy.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so Sky Bear says it's nothing more than a money scheme milking from their customers. And yeah, that's, There's times it's worth it. If you're a super busy business exec, yeah, paying the extra whatever fee isn't going to be a problem. But the sad reality is a lot of people using these services, they're not exactly short on time. They're probably short on money, and they're throwing it onto credit cards and not paying attention to what's going on. I would wager if you were to do a cross-sectional analysis of everybody using the services, you'd find a lot more in that party than you think. And that means that it will cause more damage to society in the long run.
Yeah, right. Because, these services are mainly targeting younger people, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And younger people, I'm sorry, but yeah, we're right. We are probably busier than we should be. I know I'm busier than I should be, but I can still at least take time every day to exercise and take time to hit the grocery store and things like that, So, and yeah, they are targeting the younger people, and the younger people absolutely will have more time to do these things, or the energy, or at least physical capability of going to the store,
For me, when I'm feeling decent, to go to the grocery store is actually a lot of my exercise. I get to go there, walk around. If I need some clothes, I go over, look at the clothes and see what come out for fall, and maybe pick up a shirt, some socks, some food, just miscellaneous items. I look over it in their printer section because I got a very old printer, and the ink kind of comes and goes with style.
Yeah.
So I only can get the refillable cartridges. I can't get the HP brand new ones anymore.
Yeah.
So I like to look around and
surprised you found
and grab the stuff while it's out. Yeah.
So Andreas says no thief could get the idea to work for Walmart during the day and clean up at night.
Yeah. There was also a comment earlier from Skybear. What's to stop one of these guys really creepily bugging your home somehow, like planting some sort of a hidden camera while they're there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Throw that out there.
Yeah.
That's having a stranger in my house putting food in my fridge. No, I'm more trusting of the human race these days. But I'm not trusting enough to let a random stranger to my house because we got people that walk in the grocery store, take off the top, lick the ice cream, put it back down. Ice cream challenge, I do not want a random stranger putting stuff in my refrigerator. No.
Even worse. Okay, let's say one of these guys does come over to your house and you do set it up for him to come in and put your groceries away and everything else. Who's to say that he's not casing the house for a big clean out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, this guy's got a computer in his office. It's massive. He's got 3 monitors on the wall, and he's got a big 60-inch screen TV in the living room.
There's a young man I followed for a long time. He's got almost 4 million followers or subscribers. His name's Austin Evans. He's a tech guy, and he just released a video yesterday that I watched, and it was I found a spy camera. What it is he set up in his friend's apartment. They did a test of how many cameras his friend could put around in the space to see if he could find them. And much to his surprise, there were a lot that he didn't find. One of them right down to a simple fountain pen sitting in a container, not much different than this, that had a camera. There were all kinds of things that they were set up and that just blew your mind. And you never know. Mm-hmm. It's simple things that come in and they could do something simple like that. So, you have to, it's not that you want to live in fear of everything, but when you start welcoming some of this stuff into your home, you got to think that there's going to be a price to pay. Even right now with this Ring doorbell, a lot of people have, had mixed emotions about it, but it has helped solve a lot of crimes. Now, the big thing with that is the police department, if a 911 call comes from your area, they want to have the ability, which you're supposed to be able to opt in if you want to do this, where they can turn on everybody's cameras in the neighborhood that have them to monitor and see if they can pick up on these people. And there's been a lot of mixed emotions about that too. And so this isn't all that different. And I guess maybe because is it a fault? And Tom, you're one that would really attest to this because you're very security minded. But when it comes to this, are we getting because of these things, a false sense of security to a point too.
Oh, absolutely. I would rather me have my own private security camera, and if there is some crime in my neighborhood, I would have zero reservations about giving a police officer the feed for that camera willingly if he knocked on my door. Says, hey, someone broke into the car over here. We noticed you have a camera. Can we see your footage? No problem. No problem. But as far as putting something up in my house that automatically connects a data feed from my front porch into somebody else's cloud that persons unknown can access, no. But yeah, we do have a very big false sense of security about this because now we're like, oh, this is all good, and so it's the same reason I do manual backups. I don't do any automated backup systems because automated backup systems, you assume they're going. I tell this story about this client I had, and I'm taking over their site. I'm looking at this going, we need a better backup strategy. Oh, we have a plug in there to do backups. There's 60 backups back there. They weren't valid. None of them. Not a single one of them could have been used to restore the site if it had died. They weren't going under a false sense of security that we put in a backup system and it's working, and nobody ever checked the validity of those backups until I came along and checked the validity of the backups and found they weren't valid. So yeah, absolutely. That's very true.
Well, and it's not, like you said, camera on the front porch. The sad part is it doesn't stop at the front porch. A lot of the people who have these systems have cameras within their homes.
Yeah.
Listening devices, whatever. So
yeah. So I did the video last week. The privacy section of the news last week was specifically about Amazon wanting to sell all of these security like these Ring cameras for all over your house. You're putting them inside, you're putting them outside, secret ones mounted to the poles in your garden. It's just like, and these are the things that persons unknown have access to all the feeds. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about grocery pickup. Walmart, at least one of the Walmarts in my town, I'm sure the other one might as well, they have a grocery pickup option. So you can place the order online and then go and, as you're pulling into the parking lot, you can click the button on the app and it will alert them that you're there to get your groceries picked up. What do you guys think about those services?
I think that's something that's maybe a little bit more plausible in the sense, and again, it still will come down to specific items that I'd feel comfortable with them picking for me if I had some specific reason. Like I said, I've got back issues or whatever, and it's just more convenient to be able to pick up something in a pinch. I think that would bother me a lot less than having somebody come into my door or in my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dan, what do you think?
I think I might try that. It boils down to the old, checking the date and checking the bananas and all that stuff thing.
At least you're in the store, so you can check all the stuff in the store before you leave. Like, dude, what's up with this yogurt? It expires tomorrow.
Well, it's like, I have one grocery store around here. Their name is Kroger's, but they want twice as much for their food than Myers does.
Yeah.
Or Walmart used to. We closed them down.
Yeah.
But when you go, into these stores, the oldest stuff is out in the front and the newest stuff is in the back. And if you want your trip to last a while, you got to dig through everything. Now, some of the bananas, you look at them, and I take a bunch of green ones. I may take a bunch, 5 green ones off one bunch and 3 green ones off another one, because all the bananas look like they got beat up on the boat on the way here. They got big brown spots in them and bruises, and I want my best bananas. If I'm going to pay for them, I can get.
Yeah. Vince, what do you think? Pickup.
I could see that being something I could do, but again, what kind of cost is involved with this?
From what I see from the advertising in the Walmart, I don't think it costs extra, because there's not a lot more to it than just having some employee that's back there, picking his nose or something, going around picking up a bunch of stuff and putting it in a bin. I know that's a bad picture, but.
There's something else. There's something else that our grocery stores do, and it's gone on for much longer than all this new age internet stuff. And that is, you could go into the store pick out all your groceries, and then someone would home deliver it for you. And this was more targeted at people who are elderly or less mobile. That's been happening for quite some time, and that I think is also still very valuable.
Yeah. Now, here's my big reservations with all of these platforms is that now there is a centralized app that is storing everything that you're buying. And of course, almost all of these, you use an app rather than a computer. I'm not even sure you can use a Instacart on a computer, can you? I don't know. If somebody's using it, let me know. But still, it's tied to you, your address, your payment system, everything thoroughly because it has to be. And now they're collecting even more data than they could even get from the shopper's cards. So now we're talking about collecting even more data. So I still have a reservation because of that. I'd rather go to the store, pick up my few things, pay with dollar bills, and leave. That's my personal take. So I'm not a customer of either of those, but there's your basic models. So I guess 4 models. The drive-through Amazon factory, and then the pick it up at the grocery store, have it the grocery store drop it off to you, or the third party drop it off to you, or actually inside your house. How terrifying! So, yeah. But we get grocery pickup. Derek gets grocery pickup. Both disabled get extreme anxiety from shopping, and there's a reason to use it. So, Anna Rita's talking about her OCD again. So, Anna Rita, just for you. There you go. All right. All right, go Dan.
Derek says Walmart allows ordering from web and app.
Web and app, so you can do it on the desktop computer, which still is
things you definitely don't want to. Yeah. Guys, things you definitely don't want to use a card for when you're paying for something to go out. If you're going in to buy a bottle of scotch or beer or something like that, pay cash for that stuff. Because once that's on your data profile from your card, now you got insurance companies and everything else looking at this. They're going to think you're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope we don't have any smokers out there, but if we do, don't pay cash for that. Don't use the card.
DJ Ware says farmers markets, there's a lot of scammers that buy produce from stores and sell expired produce. That's an interesting thing to be careful of. Yeah.
I'm going to put a link in the YouTube chat right now for that video. And actually, I found that it's like an animated video of that drive-through supermarket, and it was actually Dubai.
Dubai. Okay, so it's India. Okay.
Yeah. But I think it might still be over, like I said, also as well. And I do know that I want to say I think it's China because of they don't have any space left to build or farm, so they have those indoor, farming type operations, which they say are actually very efficient. So I think this is something you'd find really fascinating, if you see how it works. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a neat idea too. I think was it this time? No, it was this is a town I lived in before. We actually had a drive-through beer distributor. Go figure.
A drive-through beer distributor.
You go in, you drive in. It's like garage door. You drive in, you stop, you roll down your window, tell them what you want, and they'll go and grab it and throw it in your car for you.
Yeah, we have one of those. That's literally a minute from my house.
Yeah. Although we did have one when I lived out west in the bad town. Like this town was so bad, like alcohol. Oh, no problem with alcohol, man, because we're dealing with serious meth. There's actually a meth documentary that was half filmed in the town I lived in at once. And so it's like very interesting. Like, I know that guy. Oh, Lord, that guy. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say
yeah, hey, Bob, So you get all this stuff. But we actually had, it was literally called Joe's, if I remember correctly. It was literally like a drive-through, like a counter.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say you had a drive-through meth lab.
No. That wouldn't surprise me either. But the drive-through alcohol, no big deal,
So Vince gets his groceries delivered, but he'll drive through for his vices. No.
It's actually the alcohol store's actually, I mean, it's within walking distance really. So if I was going to, I'd walk to it.
Yeah.
Wife also reads the labels. That's why I never go with her. All right. Hey, man, I like reading the labels too. Reading the labels is good. Ordering Walmart pickup. They have picked high quality so far for dates, things that expire for us. We've been getting good food. Not anything else you wouldn't pick up. Okay, that's good. Derek, is that free? Is that a free delivery? You might have answered that already since we were talking about that a few minutes ago. But is that free?
Just so you know, too, the pickup service that we have here at the local grocery store does charge a fee, but it's a very nominal fee. I mean, if you were to put, value on your time, it's not much.
Casey.
Knights of Columbus. You saw my hat.
Knights of Columbus. Okay. I was like, wait. That's what they're talking about. Your hat. I was like, there was only two of us wearing a hat, I think.
Yeah.
We'll have to do another tinfoil hat time though. That's fun when we get everybody wearing tinfoil hats. That's excellent.
Yeah, I don't need my beanie much anymore because it's getting warmer.
Yeah, I can tell because it's getting cold over here. I'm telling you, I've been toying about turning on the heat in my house. It's right about 60 inside here, so I don't know. When it gets around that level, I kind of want to start turning on the heat. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna persevere.
I've had my heat on probably for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, me too.
They do. Okay, so in Canada, they do deliver prescription drugs. Oh, Lord. I just cannot imagine that going well. Like, there's supposed to be like 8 morphines in here? Really? I don't know.
Yeah, they take plastic money to a whole new level.
Hello, Ron. Greetings. The melons are very important, so they better be firm.
Oh dear, Steve's here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh man, I'm falling behind on comments again, aren't I? Boy. Delivery staff put on slippers. Ooh, there's a good question. Will they make sure that your perfect white carpets do not get mud on them? Ooh. Health conditions like bipolar anxiety, especially from shopping, pickup, and delivery, may be a godsend. All right. Yeah. I think that would qualify.
Well, what do you do about animals too? If you've got a dog or something or whatever, and somebody gets bit or who knows.
Yeah, that was one of the things we talked about earlier. What happens when they trip over your dog and hurt themselves in your house? Whose insurance is covering for that?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, probably yours, because that's probably something that's buried in the terms of service of these things. You agree that you will pay for any injuries caused while they're on your premises, because we're not taking responsibility. What are you talking about? Crazy?
Your bruiser takes a bite out of somebody's leg that's delivering your groceries because there's a steak in the bag.
Yeah.
Well, that's another good thought too, though, because what if you do get, and it's bound to happen that you get somebody that's less than honorable, and they decide to get sticky fingers on a few things, and you go to if somebody does decide to put an insurance claim in on, let's say they pick up a piece of jewelry or whatever, who's to say the insurance is going to cover something like that because you willingly let them in your house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though they didn't have the permission to take your stuff, it's still the point that you didn't, it was a secure environment that you allowed them to enter.
Yeah, and then on top of that, if they take something and you don't notice it missing for several months, how do you convince the insurance company of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another thing, I don't want these delivery grocery people to see your private devices in the open. Well, I hope they're not sitting on your kitchen table. Really. I mean, it's not like these people are going in and rummaging through your house. Well, they shouldn't be anyway, but I'm guessing that someone might. But yeah, I mean, here's an idea. Don't leave stuff like that out on, I don't know, but you know, it's my house. Although you might do it just to see if you can gross people out, or at least give them good stories to get back. Dude, you should have seen what was on the counter when I got in here. The thing was this big.
There's all those videos that were circulating them people licking the ice cream and putting it back in the cooler. Could you imagine doing that in your house? I don't want to be gross, but I mean, it's just anything. I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah. All right, I saved that.
Well, if you're going to go down that road, you might as well just throw in when you go to the restaurant, they drop your steak on the floor a few times.
Yep.
Well, that's why when you go to the store, you never get like the pre-marinated chickens or meats or things like that. That's the old stuff that is expired. They pull it back, they marinate it, and then they re-wrap it and put another expiration date on it. Kind of exciting. Seen many drive-through liquor stores, yeah. Hello, Steve. Greetings. Pickup is free at Walmart. They also have the ability to pick up other items like cooking supplies, nail clippers, etc. Good. Love they care about guns, cameras. They think it is not safe to go alone on the street. They are bombarded with crime news. Yeah. Heater got turned on last Sunday. It was 62 in the house. Yeah, I think it's under 62 here. I think it's about 60. I'm thinking I might turn on the heater tonight. I'm thinking tonight's going to be it. I mean, my coffee cup is actually cold to the touch. And
oh boy,
I'm just a cheapskate, so, you know.
I wonder what the Walmart...
Yeah. Go ahead, Dan.
I wonder when you go to have your Walmart stuff picked up, if you can throw in, hey, can I have a lawnmower and a weed whip and some grass seed? And by the way, can I get some,
get
a shovel?
Derek, who uses it, says yes.
I've been having weird internet glitches over here.
Can one of you guys throw in the chat feed that, okay, hold on, it might be back. Okay, it's back. We're back. So, yeah, we had a little OBS glitch there. If you guys saw a little...
I'm watching it. It's still good on the boomerang side.
Yeah, so it's we just had a little OBS outage, but it's back. It reconnected itself. Mitchell, is that you trying to hack into here? There's a medical marijuana delivery in many cities. Oh Lord, this is funny. We have where my church is. We're actually rent an office space where we're looking for a new building, and it's like every second or fourth, I don't know, whatever it is, every other or few Sundays, there is a pot clinic where you can go in there, and it's a psychologist's office, I think, where you can go in there and, tell them your woes and get some medically prescribed pot. And it's right at the time our church goes on. So like every once in a while we'll pull in and there's like 10 times as many cars as usually, like, big church service today. No, they're all getting pot. And it just causes some weirdness to happen in our parking lot. I'm telling you that. I said, why don't you just change your church dinners to have the potlucks that day? Just write pot really big and luck down there and get a lot of people. And one guy's like, we don't want them in here. I'm like, why not? They need Jesus too. So, you know.
We're down to grow your own here.
Well, one thing that I don't know if it's available in your area, my daughter and I have been talking about looking into, is there's supposed to be some local co-ops here where they grow indoor, vegetables and things like that year round, and it's organic, So I'd be interested to look a little bit more into that with her.
Yeah, a friend of mine did that.
That does how it works out. Sorry.
Yeah, a friend of mine did that as well, and he really liked it. You get in there and there was, everyone gets in there and just splits, like each person in the co-op just does a mass amount of one single crop, and then they all just split it. So, they'll just get lots of various crops just for being part of it, which is a really good deal. So Aaron uses Sam's Club and Walmart pickup to purchase groceries for daycare. My experience, Walmart has done a great job and is ready on time. All right. Sam's Club has been in mixed operations. They've selected subpar, out-of-date goods and have been hours late. Ooh. In my area, Sam's Club, you can get through Instacart now too. So, which is a service the daycare could just have one of their contractors go and pick stuff up. And something like that, like a business, that'd be a perfect place for it. Extra little cost, extra tax deduction, you know.
I do know some of those co-ops will actually deliver, and that is one thing that I would consider if I knew it was a local farm and I knew where it was coming from.
Correct. Now here's Eris. I'm sure somebody will kill some delivery guy because he thinks he's a thief in his property. Yeah. That's unfortunately true. So one guy places the order and doesn't tell the other guy, you know, maybe it's a husband and wife. Wife places an order, husband doesn't realize it. Guy shows up, opens up the house, comes in, putting stuff in the groceries. Husband comes out, stand your ground, dog, you know, castle doctrine stuff, and then all of a sudden, no, this is not good. You know. 50-55 is good for sleeping. I don't like sleeping in 50-55. Get pet food and litter, but I imagine they don't bring those things like the TVs and lawnmowers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they do or not. Serve ice cream and brownies. I might have to have me some ice cream and brownies today. That sounds tasty. And with caramel syrup. What is that? Ice cream. I have vanilla ice cream, a little brownie, scoop of vanilla ice cream, some caramel syrup.
I just put on 10 pounds because of my headphones.
Oh, yummy. Yeah. Pot is legal in Canada. It is. I think you can get like medical license for it here in Pennsylvania now. Heading back to son's school. All right, I'll see you, Steve.
We can grow our own here.
So South Africa, he says you can grow your own pot and use it at home only, but you can't sell it or use it in public places. All right.
Here you can't sell it, but you can gift it to somebody.
Yeah, I don't see the difference. I'll gift it to you if you gift me $5. I'd like to see them wiggle their court case around that one.
That's how they wrote the law.
46 here and a freeze warning overnight. Yeah, one day, either today or tomorrow, I think it's supposed to get down to freezing. So that's definitely the time I start turning it on. Oh boy, we hit the bottom of the comments, guys. So, man, we're running late today. So give me your final thoughts, guys. Dan?
Well, I think this this article has some teeth to it. I can see it helping people in some ways. Other ways, I can see it being a major catastrophe. I really believe they should take the in-house option out of this. It shouldn't be allowed. You know, I think they're going down that road because of the money grab for the $50 up front for the spying equipment, and you know, the delivery fee. I can see it being a few bucks, but you know, when you start getting up over $20, that's questionable. But there's people that do need to have their stuff delivered, you know, to their home because they can't get out and get to it. So if they can get it brought to them, that would be a good service if it was kept under control and you could do date scheduling and times to have it dropped off so you can have it. That's about my thoughts on it.
Joe, I think.
Well, I kind of agree to kind of the same levels as Dan. I mean, I do think, again, from a personal standpoint, you know, opinion from the overall picture, you know, I personally would not want to let strangers in my house. Now, that being said, when I was contracting, whatever, I have a duplex that we're working on right now too. I've got people in there working, and you know, you trust those people in your property. what makes this any different? Well, those people, most of the time, them too. So I guess it comes down to who you know as well that you are allowing in the property. But I think that the various levels of services are warranted to a point, depending on the individual person's needs. I guess when you're looking at, as an example, we used to deliver Meals on Wheels to people who couldn't get out. What makes this any different? So I think there are circumstances where it could be warranted. And if it's like, when you see in a lot of some of the older films or whatever, where they're showing some, delivery people coming in and they go, oh, hi, so-and-so, they're familiar with them. I don't know what the chances are of you getting a regular person that's delivering all the time that you're familiar with, so I still have my mixed emotions about that. I just, I do think there's a place for it, but to what level, that's questionable at this point.
And somebody says here, think about from the delivery person's standpoint, how does he feel about going into strange people's homes? I mean, there's some homes you go into and like, it's okay, nice home, but man, you can walk into some weird stuff, walk into some random person's house. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some weird stuff out there, Yeah, what if he goes to a serial killer's home? Jeffrey Dahmer, he's like, ooh, dinner just walked in the door. Yeah.
Well, we have Donley Gacy. So.
Oh well, we're still fairly happy with our delivery service.
Okay.
So I think we'll continue to use it. But there is absolutely no way that I'm going to be installing any sort of smart lock on our door. I'm not connecting anything like that to the internet. That's not happening. So I'm not letting anyone in my house without me being physically there or my wife being there.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, good thoughts and good discussion. I will be doing a live show on my other channel today as well, which is my Christian channel, and we're going to talk about the topic, can Christians celebrate Halloween? So if you want to see all of the fun arguments about that on all the different perspectives, you can go ahead and catch that show, which is at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, which is about 45 minutes from now. I'll be over there. So I dropped the link there in the chat. And my final thoughts, obviously, we don't want to let random strangers into our house, don't want to put smart locks on our house, but I'm even still slightly concerned, even on the pickup stuff, with them having access to all of that stuff that we buy. I'm not sure I want all that, but I don't know. That's an issue you need to weigh. There's definitely positive uses for this. Shut-ins, injured people, absolutely. It's very good. It's very good to see that. So, but at the same time, like any technology, there's going to be some negatives. And if a person who is low on money and high on time and uses this out of their laziness, they're going to cause more damage to themselves than anything else. So.
I just had a thought.
Yeah.
The garbage people drop off a garbage can that you're supposed to use to put your garbage in it that interfaces with their machinery to unload it. Mm-hmm. Well, suppose you get and they're gonna charge you this kind of money for this, rather than going for the in-home stuff. Why don't they give you a special food container that you can put outside your house that only you and the delivery guy have a lock to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a way better way of dealing with it. In fact, some people who have done a lot of deliveries from UPS, FedEx, whatever, will have one of those installed. Like, you bolt something down from the inside, a big steel chest on your front. You don't have the lock on it, and you have an open lock right there. Like the instruction of the delivery guy. Open the door, set the package down there, take that lock, and firmly lock it. Boom. Handled. No one's going to steal it. No porch pirates are going to get in there, at least not without a welding torch or something, and that won't look a little suspicious. Yeah. Middle of the day. What are you doing? I locked my thing in. Yeah. Sure you did, buddy. Sure you did.
That would be a really good compromise. It could be kind of cooler designed to help keep your meat cool for a couple hours.
Yeah, and of course with the new smart technology, you could do it just like you said. Instead of the old school, here's an empty lock. The delivery guy could have access to open it. That'd be a great compromise that I'd be perfectly fine with. For sure.
Well, it's kind of like you were talking about in your last video with the key pass review. It's the same thing. If technology is going to take over, why not have some kind of refrigerated device that has a a temporary code you give them, and as soon as it's used once, it's done.
Yeah, because you can do that on several of the. In fact, the locks that you use for like Airbnb, you can get special Airbnb locks that will do that. It'll have like, it's not a one-time code, but it's like a one weekend code. As soon as the people check out, they push the button, or whenever it expires on the app, it just expires and no one can use it again.
These are fantastic ideas. Why isn't there something like this? I'm going to be looking for something.
Yeah.
New invention was just born here on
tech.
Yeah. Well, the tech exists. It's just a question of whether they put it there or not. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end the live stream part, so I can hang out with these guys for a few minutes before we have to jump for my other stream. So we will catch you guys later. Cut myself off a little bit here.